Hi guys, hope you are doing well. This morning I traded WBA, NVDA, and SMCI, and today is March 7th, Friday, the last day of the week. So it wasn't a bad day at all. So the first trade was WBA. It's a medicine company or a pharmaceutical company. Had some good news on it. They had some, I think, uh, big contracts like 101 billion or something like that. I forget the exact amount. Then it was gapping up about 10% at the open. Like 2.5 million share has been traded, which is considered as a definitely a really high volume, and also broke the pre-market high and closed above it. But I didn't want to take the 1 minute opening range breakout because it was pretty extended from the VWAP. So I waited a little bit and it sold off. It tried to sold off below and was showing support around like 1135. And once it was like consolidating here and closing above the 9 and 20 EMA, I took a position here with a very small position, but it wasn't really pushing, although it was trying to sell off again and like was showing support in 20 EMA, but I exited early. And later on I saw another good big candles with a pretty decent push and a good volume of around like 745,000 shares, and it closed above this 1141 level. So I took an entry, and 1141, actually 1145 was another daily level here. So I thought, okay, let's give it another shot. So I took an initial position here. Then when I saw like big bids are coming, and also there was a stacking on the side, so I took like pretty decent position here. And later on the push came, but my target was in this daily level of 1182 and then 12. So I didn't push all out at 1152, but I should, because my risk was around like 4 cent, or like around 454 cent or like 5 cent, and I got a 10 cent move, which was 1 to 2 risk to reward, right? But I was really hoping that it will go till 1180 and then 12, so I didn't push all out. But eventually when I saw this big candle that eating the whole this two candle, it's also called bearish engulfing, and they touched the 9 EMA and close a little bit above it. So I thought maybe it will push, but then came a doji and this sell off with heavy volume, and also the tape was really bearish. So I exited at break even. Although I exited at break even, but I lose money on the commission because I took big position here, and every 100 shares cost me $1 to get in and $1 to get out. So eventually I lose money. First of all, guys, I would say don't trade anything like this what is moving in like cents, because eventually you will lose money because of the commissions. And yeah, I don't recommend it, but I learned my lesson. I normally avoid this kind of stocks, but I get into it, and I learned my lesson today. Then the next trade I did on SMCI. Also SMCI was looking weak. The late pre-market was selling off below VWAP, pretty extended. But at the open, with the whole market, it rallied over and closed above the VWAP. I didn't want to take an entry here because on the, if you see the daily, I was actually short bias, because once it came into this 3450s area, it pushed up, and then one doji, two doji. So I thought maybe it will try a little bit up. It will like could be previous day close or previous day open, or at this level it's 3843, and then we'll sell off, right? But when it came down below VWAP with this heavy volume, and initially pushed back up above the previous day close, And also you can see this big candle with a huge volume of 375,000, which is around like 40-50%, 50-60% more than the average volume. And but still I didn't take the entry, and then I waited more, and it was consolidating here. This is the previous like 2 day high of the day, and then once it broke out, this become the high of the day, right? And it was consolidating here, and so right after it came close to the 9 EMA and start pushing back again, and there was a big seller I saw at 35.52, and when this water has filled and volume came in, I took an initial position, but the momentum wasn't there. My target was actually previous day high. I was very aggressive on partialing out on this because in the daily trend it is a downtrend, so I didn't take big profit. So my first target was 39.50, and in case if it's managed to break that level, then my second target was 40.45. But right after it reached R3 and also 38, this some big sellers came in, pushed the market down below, and also made a bearish engulfing candle. But I didn't exit that right at this moment because it was still closing above the 9 EMA, and the second candle also tried to go up, and then another candle came in. It's also a bearish candle, and also if you see the volume here, the volume is more than the green candle's volume. And later on when it sold off below, and then I exited break even. Also didn't lose any money over there, but since it was a small position, my commission also very little, so overall wasn't bad at all. But my good trade came into NVDA at the open also. And if you see at the daily trend, it was down, and NVDA yesterday closed at $110.38, which is also a support level from here, from where it's pushed up. Then my plan was today, like maybe at the open it was looking very weak. At the pre-market, the late pre-market was weak. I thought maybe it will push a little bit up and retest the VWAP and will sell off. Did the same thing pretty much, but I didn't take the short here because the whole market was going up. And also if you see like another reason to not take the short when I see this candle, because it was like bouncing above and below, above and below the VWAP. So later on it find the support and tried to rally it up. I didn't take any position there. Then finally when I saw it's reached this yesterday open and was selling off and create a head and shoulder here. So this is the head, this is the left shoulder, this is the right shoulder, and sold off, and also broke this market structure, and then was consolidating right below the VWAP. And also this is my favorite pattern, like sold off and then below the VWAP and also consolidate, and also right below the 9 EMA in 1 minute and touching it, right? So right after it also broke this level, I took initial entry here. I didn't went big because overall from the morning it's still uptrend, right? And then when it touched this 20 EMA in 1 minute, and also it was at 9 EMA in 2 minutes and rejected, then I added more and took my full position here. I partialed out around like 50% into this 110 and 42 cents. It was a little bit below the previous day close. Then later on I see some big volumes there. The tape was very bearish, lots of red print and big sizes, so I just reloaded the position again. And once it came to S3 and was showing support, I added more, and then I added more here as well. Once I saw in 2-minute chart it came close to the 9 EMA and rejected and become a doji. and I saw some decent volume over there in red prints. So I added more. Right after I added, it came down below around like 109 and 61, and then pushed up, and my average was around 110 and 35, but uh, I gave a little bit slippage because I really wanted to see how it reacted from the previous day close, but it didn't hold it there, so I got stopped out. And another learning lesson here is this candle. If you see the volume, guys, it is 3.7 million share has been traded, which is the second highest candle. Normally when this kind of volume come in a single bar, it called the exhaustion candle. I totally ignored it. I shouldn't add more here because the seller is already exhausted here, right? So they are also trying to cover it out, cover some position, and eventually that what happened, it created a double bottom and then pushed up. I made very small money out of it because these two ads took like most of my profits, and also I gave an extra slippage to test the previous day close. And then later on in 5 minute, I saw in 5 minute when it touched 5 minute here exactly at $111.11, I saw this rejection in 5 minutes. So I thought it could be a ABCD pattern. So I took a position, short position here, and I took small position because this candle here, it's also pretty bullish and also close above this. This is not like consolidating and stuff. It looks like a reversal, but still I tried to take another short, since it's 9 EMA and selling off. But eventually it came down a little bit below and then pushed up, and I got stopped out. That's fine. And also you see like there's some big volume here, so I initially got out from this position. And then later on it tried to rally the VWAP, but it just touched it, and someone big seller came into this market and slam it down. Then later on I didn't just go short right away because I want to see like normally when this kind of volume came in, the market hold it and like consolidate and like eventually rallied over. Later on it also tried to rallied one more time, also like pretty decent big volume if you compare to the other candles, but exactly from 1177 it sold off again. Then I thought like, okay, it's rejecting, and I saw big volumes in the tape, and like aggressive sellers was there. So I took initial position here. My risk was around like 40 cent. So 111 and 43 was my entry, and my stop loss was around like $111 and around like 90 cents, and my profit target was low of the day, and then $107, 107.50, and 109.21. Like 109 was my second target, because 21 cents normally, if it is 21.10, it's touched the whole number. So as per the plan, I take the initial entry, and then when it sold off again below the PDC, and also broke the and also came down to PDC, tried to go up again, never could, and like was selling off, and then with some big volume candle and also some big sell-off candles, then I added more here to ride the momentum, and eventually I partialed out here. I normally I partial out in these ranges, like this kind of support area, but the reason I didn't take any partial here was this specific seller. So if you see, if you can see $109.90, there's like 215,000 shares has been sold, and this orange print means someone sold at below the initial bid, like they're very aggressive to offload their shares. So it's also set as a dark pool order. It means like some big institution and with some big volumes, they're trying to offload their shares, which is very bearish. So that's why I didn't partial out here. Once it came to this S2 level, I partial out a little bit, and then I saw some big sellers again coming into the market right after it touched the 9 EMA. So I added more here, but it was consolidating at the low of that day here, right? At 109 and 53. So I thought at the morning, also earlier around 10:30, tried one time, two time to hold this. Probably it's gonna be eventually range bound. So then when I see this volume and this candle also close above this prior bear candle, so I exited. But right after I took the exit, it touched the EMA like 20 EMA and also also 9 EMA in 2 minutes, and then it sold off and it came down to 107 and 60 sorry 50. That was my target, right? But it's okay. I did plan that, but it didn't work out. But I should at least wait until it touch the 9 EMA in 2 minutes, because when it is 11:30 or like after 10:30, 1 minute chart normally it doesn't normally it doesn't respect the 1 minute chart much. It's either it's 2 minutes or 5 minutes is better. But yeah, I made good money. It was my risk was about the 50 cents. I made around like $2, so it was 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio, not bad at all. But if I shown some, because I added also here, if I did show some patience, I could have like much more better profit here. It's another like $1.80 almost, right? Yeah. So that's it pretty much, guys. Eventually it was a green day. I made 2% of my account, so not bad at all. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any question, comment down below, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.